Hello everybody, very short video today, and we're basically we're about to touch down in Rome Fiumicino, which is just off on our 11 o'clock or so, for a RNAV approach, a little bit different to an ILS, but all the same principles, and we use the same functions on the aircraft as well, and we're testing to see as well if vertical navigation follows as well. It's basically a GPS version of an ILS. That's probably the easiest way I could describe it. So we are very shortly going to be establishing, if you like, on the RNAV approach. It's all GPS controlled, a straight line into runway 16 right at Rome Fiumicino, and we're passing Avgeek, which is a waypoint on our approach. All of this is set up, ready to go, and you can see there we've got finals at RNAV 16 right, and I think it's in here. There we go. We made sure that the accuracy is for the GPS is very high. It's estimated at 0.07 nautical mile for accuracy. The required is 3 nautical miles. So we're effectively allowing the aircraft to fly itself in on GPS. All the way into Fiumicino. We're on VATSIM, there's no air traffic control cover unfortunately. There is an Austrian Airlines flight about 7 minutes or so behind us. So if you're looking at the charts, all available on Chart Fox, we can see that at Avgeek we want to be at 5,000 feet, and then we start a descent down to 4,000. See, we are continuing down to 4,000 or so feet now before Maven, which is the next waypoint. And at Maven we want to start our approach in, basically, which is about 15 miles away from the airport. I'll just announce our position on vPilot very quickly. We're using the text, passing Avgeek inbound. Runway 16 right, RNAV approach, 15 miles out. Rome Fiumicino. We can see the runway just off on our 1 o'clock almost, Rome Fiumicino. We can see that the aircraft is picking up our descent, if you like. But there is a disagreement. So as you can see on the right side on the nav display, it's showing that we're above a so-called glide slope. And here at the minute we've just got the bucket, or the square, that shows we're below. So I'm going to go with one on the right. It's showing as the ILS because we've also got that tuned in as a backup. It's a 3% glide slope, basically. So we are effectively establishing, and it's all the same principles. We've got the ILS mode on and all that sort of stuff. And we just hit approach as we would normally. I've just quickly put on vPilot that we are established 10 miles out from runway 16 right from RNAV approach. There's a lot more sort of depth to all of this, and it's beyond my knowledge, but there's lots of other YouTube videos from real world pilots that detail more information about the RNAV approaches, so definitely worth checking those out. Into the mist, into the haze.
Loose
Sounds, and we're on the A32NX Mod. We're actually testing a new branch for this video where they are working to pull. Basically have it like the Zebo 737 on X-Plane, where it's a separate aircraft entirely. So there we go, so that's the Austrian Airlines flight behind. It's a RTEP 3 Papa approach. Descent started for ILS, soon arrival 6 miles out of RTEP, so he's a fair while away. How are we doing? So, a little confused. Two different displays here, but all good. 1654. He's saying he's going to be in. So you can see now we are picking up the bucket on our nav display, which is the basically it's the ILS version for the glide slope for the RNAV approach. You can see in the distance there we've lined up as we would for an ILS. All good. And we can see we've got final approach mode set now. So the missed approach altitude is 3000 from the charts, so we set that ready just in case. And as we see on the nav display, we've got a beautiful headwind, 14 knot headwind, straight down the runway towards us, which is what we like. Stunning scenery, some of the airports in Rome, flying in and out. Naples is fantastic, so I highly recommend flying out of Naples or even flying in. Really nice scenery to make the most of. And now we're 5 miles. So quickly typed on vPilot there, 5 mile finals, and for the Austrian flight behind, I said that we will report when vacated. It's behind us somewhere, over there. So it's all the same as an ILS. There's lots of different technicalities to it, lots of different extra rules. But in essence, on a basic sense, it's very similar to an ILS. But instead what it's doing is it's looking at the GPS data and it's given us a computed glide slope from the GPS instead of the ILS. You can see we've got 2 red, 2 white for Pappies. So nicely on the glide slope. We'll just fly in for the rest of the finals. I'm trying to keep a constant rate of descent, and I'm trying to keep that square for the RNAV approach, sort of glide slope if you like. A little bit gusty there. I'm trying to keep that on that horizontal part of the primary flight display, the little yellow line, as we would for a glide slope for an ILS. Whoa. Easy to look at.
100, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
Wow, it's not even slowing down.
5.
Just floating there at 130 knots idle. Odd. So there's a rule at Fiumicino, and it says that you, if you're landing on 16 right, you can't vacate until Alpha 6, which is here. So we don't even need reverse thrust. We're just using bit of toe brakes. Brakes are showing hot again. Rome Fiumicino traffic, Speedbird 560 Foxtrot is vacated, runway 16 right. Taxi to the gates. Right there. Let's see where we want to go quickly. On the jugs. Might as well just keep it simple. We'll go to one of these here in lieu of any ATC. So we're going to taxi Alpha Golf onto Whiskey. That's where the simulator's telling us we should go. So we should go there. And that's 706 by the looks of it. So we'll do Whiskey onto Zulu. Victor onto Zulu, sorry. Fiumicino traffic, Speedbird 560 Foxtrot, taxi to stand 706 via Victor and Zulu. So, it's a work in progress, but eventually the A32NX is going to have basically its own model A320 that this sits and works with. So it will not rely on the Asobo files or anything like that anymore. So what we tested during this flight is everything clear, working as it would do normally. But they've actually pulled everything into its own bespoke file set, and everything's worked perfectly fine. So turning into our stand 706. Nice to see the old Microsoft Flight Simulator without any lights, any lines. And we can see our marshaller. We can sort of see the imprint for where the aircraft needs to go anyway. So I'm sort of trying to use that. Stupidly positioned ground staff that just, I mean, he's dead. I do like this. Most of the time at the big airports there it's pretty accurate, but let's have a look, see how good this one is. Go. Fairly accurate. They always take you too close to the tug really, but so I'll get the engines off and hope to see you all for a live stream soon, and be sure to check out all my other videos and make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons as well, and help my little channel grow. So that's all for now. Be sure to download my model matching tool, which is available on flightsim.to. And get flying, folks. See you all again soon.